So how do you actually let go once and for all? In this video, I'm going to be telling you core mechanisms within your own mind that prevent you from being able to let go. So there's 3 levels of resistance that you need to understand in order to properly let go and to master the art of letting go. That is mental resistance, emotional resistance, and physiological resistance. And these 3 levels of resistance all work together like an interconnected system. So what is the inability to let go? It's basically just the grasping and the clinging onto a certain experience because you believe it's going to give you happiness or pleasure. And really, what gives you the most happiness and pleasure is just letting go, really being present, allowing yourself to just exist in a non-clingy way in the present, not grasping onto certain feelings, not rejecting other ones, not grasping onto that person or that thing or that object. It's being present, it's being stable and grounded within yourself. So let's talk about these 3 levels of resistance. The first one is the mental one. This manifests as just thoughts that prevent you from letting go of a person. Like, this shouldn't be happening, or like, I need to change this, right? Basically, thoughts that habitually grasp onto a person. This is the most obvious one because we're all very familiar with our thoughts because we're always just kind of self-absorbed in them all day for the most part. This is where most people's attention is at. So the next level is the emotional level. And your thoughts and your emotions are, of course, as you know, very connected. There's actually no distinction between your body and your mind. They're completely one. It's one interconnected system. So emotional resistance is the grief we experience when we have to let something go, or whatever emotion, potentially even frustration, right? And we don't want to feel it. The energy of it exists in our body, the sensations, the energy flow of it, and it exists in our body, and it's just kind of locked in place there until we really begin to apply conscious attention to it and mindfully feel what's going on there. The opposite of that is avoiding it, resisting it, trying to repress it, just not applying your attention to it. Do you ever notice that your attention is very rarely actually in your body? You're never really processing what's going on in there, right? Have you ever noticed that your body's always tense? Your body's always in states of clinging and grasping and contraction. And and it's overall just not very comfortable, which brings me to the third level of resistance, which is the physiological. It's your body's response to these feelings and these thoughts and how it tenses up in relation to certain feelings and thoughts, and it just kind of holds that tension there. See, that tension is bound there due to certain thoughts and beliefs you have and repressed energies and emotions, feelings, sensations that exist inside of the body. And it's this holding pattern inside of you, right? Everything about this screams clinging. It's literally a holding pattern. You are holding on to this in a physiological way in the form of just tensing up, right? So let's just rehearse these a little bit. Mental resistance, this shouldn't be happening. Emotional resistance, a feeling of maybe anxiety because you don't think it should be happening, you don't want it to go, you fear losing it, you fear the pain of losing something. And then the physiological aspect is like bracing for impact, tension, maybe in your gut, in your legs. When you really start applying a lot of attention to your body, you'll notice it's everywhere. And it's these background feelings and tensions that control a lot of the things that you actually do. They keep you in autopilot. They keep you in a very unconscious state. Because all this stuff is just, fear for the most part. It's just all very like low feeling stuff that you just habitually avoid. That's really what causes a lot of this tension, right? So in order to really begin to let go and master this, if you want to master the art of letting go, you need to practice meditation. You need to practice observing all of this stuff, observing your tension, applying awareness to your body, applying awareness to your thoughts, just observing it, allowing it to arise, and then allowing it to pass. And you have to practice really feeling into it. right? You don't want to use awareness as a way to just disassociate from experience. You want to use your awareness to ground yourself in your body. You want to slowly over time learn how to feel safe within your body. You want to learn how to be present with the flow of sensation that's going on inside of your body, and you want to connect with it because this is a very regulating thing. On top of that, you want to just do things that make you feel clear in your life and take care of your overall well-being, right? Stretch your body, go walk in nature, connect with people who are, healthy to connect with, spend time alone, reflect, structure meditation into your life, exercise, read books, journal, things like this. Don't distract yourself habitually with your phone, just kind of staying on it, scrolling over and over again. Get rid of porn, get rid of junk food, right? Don't eat a crazy amount of meat to the point where you're just extremely heavy, right? So just taking care of your well-being and really prioritizing this. If the thing that you're interacting with is sucking your energy, cut it out of your life, right? And what are some examples of things that suck your energy? Junk food, TV, scrolling on your phone mindlessly, maybe even certain people, right? And you don't have to judge or hate those people. You don't have to turn this into like a power game of like they're terrible and I'm so great in order to get over them or any of this kind of stuff. You don't have to turn anything into a power struggle whatsoever. You don't have to use it for status, right? It's just if it's not giving you value, why do you have it in your life? If it's sucking your energy, right, you're probably using it as some kind of coping mechanism. You're afraid, right? Really begin to investigate why you are even just addicted to certain things that just suck your energy, right? A lot of that stuff is just coping mechanisms. You use them to numb yourself from pain that exists inside of you, right? Next is to actually practice letting go. So I've given you the 3 layers or the 3 levels of resistance here. And notice that when the thoughts arise, you can let them go. You can be aware, you can let them go. When the feelings arise, you can be aware of them, you can feel them mindfully and fully. And then at one point, they're going to pass on their own. You don't want the feelings, you don't want to force them to go. You don't want them to like, okay, they're arising and they're here. Now, Lucas, I want them to go. I want them to go. No, allow the feelings to arise and pass on their own agenda. Same thing with all the tensions in your body. Really get grounded in your body, right? The reason why your body's so tense all the time, like I said, is because there's so much repressed stuff that your body is really holding on to, right? It's in this like subtle overwhelm state. You don't really feel safe in there. It's on fight, flight, freeze. Your nervous system's unregulated. It's got all these problems and it starts manifesting in the form of tensions, contractions, a sense of just being claustrophobic when you're just like existing in your own body. Like there's not enough space. And you have to bring awareness into it and just practice opening up to experience, letting go and opening up to the present. And you have to repeat this over and over and over again. Just like how if you want to build biceps, you have to actually lift the weights once, twice, 3 times, 4, 5, thousands of times in order to get big biceps. It's the same thing with this letting go muscle. You need to practice this every single day because without this, what is your mind really doing, right? We're going to take a peek behind the curtain. I'll spoil the surprise for you. What you're really doing is you're resisting and pushing away some experiences, usually painful ones, and grasping and clinging on to pleasurable ones. And you're in this sort of tug of war state with your own feelings, with yourself, and with life. You can't just exist harmoniously within yourself and within the present. You're too busy in this sort of battle. And this is the core issue. This is really why you can't let go, right? So you also want to be really honest. You don't want to force yourself to let go. If you're not ready to let go of something, that's okay, right? Meet yourself where you're at. If you're not ready in this exact experience to fully let something go, that's okay. Some things are really hard to let go of. The loss of a loved one, right? A relationship, right? This stuff is really hard in a lot of cases. So don't force yourself to let it go, right? Just really slowly over time, process all of the grasping and clinging on to something. And in time, you're going to just want to let it go because it feels so liberating. The grasping and clinging on to the thing that you're afraid to let go of, this is creating so much pain and it's downright exhausting. That's it for this video. I'm offering one-to-one coaching. You can apply to work with me. Link is in the pinned comment and the description. Take it easy.